Hello, everyone, and welcome to Harv's World for the next episode of Off the Grid. Yes, it's a big day. Another big day. Another moving forward day. Another bringing the homestead back to its former glory. So I'm coming back from the shop. I just traded in a piece of equipment, picked up something a little bit different, and I also stopped by the old farm market and picked up my water trailer. Let's see here. There we go. That's what we've got. Release those straps, shut it down. You remember the old, well, I was using this as a milk trailer. It'll need to be washed out, but I think I'm gonna need more water than my little water trailer will allow. Reason being, well, I'll show you. But something very, very important is coming back. I hope, anyway. All things considered. Now, the reason I wanted to pick up this bucket, I'll tell you. And it is used, so I'm going to need to probably touch it up just a little bit before I start using it. One thing that I remember about using this telehandler, oh yeah, it's in bad shape, is that getting a good tip on it so that it will empty, like so, on that other bucket, just wasn't much of an option. I don't know why, it wouldn't tip that sharply. This one, I don't even have to bother tipping. I can just open it like so, and it will dump. So this is going to help me out, and I'm going to show you why here in just a second. I probably parked the pickup truck in a bad spot. I always do that. I always get out and start heading the wrong direction. Now something else came up. Remember I was talking about, you know, the Ford was really struggling to run that yeah, that stump grinder. I mean, it could not handle it very well at all. It didn't make sense because this Ford, being newer, also has more power than the old International. The old International would just shred right through those stumps, no problem whatsoever. So I took the Ford back to the shop. I said, look guys, there's something wrong here. It's not performing the way it should. And, you know, I mean, I just spent a lot of money, maybe not, you know, on their level that they might be used to, so considering they're dealing with the rich and famous over there. But they did pull it back into the shop, and what happened was they had gotten a bad fuel filter. This happens sometimes. It just wasn't feeding enough fuel to the engine. So they swapped out. They had replaced the fuel filter, but they just gotten a bad one. I mean, every once in a while, these things happen. And I brought it back over, and I did test it, and it does work like a charm. So the Ford is all fixed up and ready to go. It should serve us very, very, very well. They still haven't gotten the International looked into yet, you know, and I told them, I said, you know, it doesn't have to be a priority or anything. Just, you know, when you have a minute, look over it, let me know what it's going to cost to repair, if it can be repaired, that kind of thing. And of course, you know, they're more than happy to do that. It's just a time issue, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem. This is going to be much faster. That old bucket that I had, it held more, but it tipped so slow. I don't know if you remember that or not from back in the day. I just couldn't get a good angle on it. It wouldn't tip as far as this one does. So I don't know what was going on with that, but I don't care either. Because it's a big day on the homestead, let me tell you. Big day. And I bet you've probably already guessed exactly why I'm calling this a big day. Considering I'm collecting silage at the moment. big day because I think we're bringing the cattle back in. In fact, I'm pretty sure. Pretty darn sure I'm getting cows back on here. That's going to be, I mean, except for getting the farm market up and running again, which I am going to do. Just, it's going to be different this time. Totally different. But that is going to be a big priority also, but getting the cattle back in, well, I took a simplistic approach to it, and a much cheaper approach to it than I did the last time. Well, you can't get much cheaper than building a building yourself, but I did take a more simplistic approach to it, and I think it's going to serve us very, very well. And why is this? There we go. That's better. I know we're not full yet. Okay, so just to show you where we're at, this is what I've done here, really. I've brought in a food trough, I picked up a water trough, and a few milk cans so that I can store milk. The downside is, you know, I won't be able to collect manure like I did before, so I won't have that at my disposal, but my cows will have plenty of free room. I mean, I've got this big grass field they can take advantage of. In fact, I should clean up this little stretch over here and get that seeded in properly for them. But otherwise, we're gonna see exactly to the letter how those cows will fare on their own out, just, you know, having a little bit of place to roam. Hopefully they won't stray too far. And something else I realize I need to do today, and there's no getting around it, is I need to go buy fuel. Because some of my equipment is really, really starting to run low. What am I going to do with this? I think I'll just park it back over there for later. Okay, water trailer fillage complete. I got it all rinsed out, got it all filled up. I'm just going to run it out here, drop it off, then I'm going to dig out my animal trailer. Because even though I did trade that horse trailer in, I do still have another one that's available for me to haul cattle with, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Come on, Harv, get with the program. Oh, can I sneak that out of there? Now this is not going to be a cheap proposition. Cattle are not cheap at all. Although Hugo did say he did, you know, he does. I did call him to make sure that he's got the cattle that I need, which he does. And I told him, you know, I want the same breed this time. I kind of pieced together, mixed and matched. I didn't buy them from him the last time. I just grabbed whatever cows I could get my hands on for as cheap as possible. This time I told him specifically I want the same breed so that they're all the same. I don't know why that matters necessarily, but yeah, I'm definitely going to make sure that I get all the same this time. So I'm going to run over, talk to Hugo, and see exactly what he can do for me. Okay, so Hugo has me all sorted out. In fact, he gave me a little bit of a deal. Well, I hope it's a little bit of a deal. I'm sure it is. He wouldn't steer me wrong. But so what he did, and I'm going to have a lot of hauling to do. didn't know or didn't think I was going to get quite this much, but what he has done, or what he told me is, he said, you know, I can sell you a few. If you wanted to get 10, he could cut me like a 20% discount. So I said, all right, let's go with 10. So 10 cows are going to cost me $20,000. An expensive proposition considering the limited funds I have at my disposal at the moment. But, well, I figure it's worth it in the long run. I figure it's going to be worth it. Get milk back in, maybe start churning some butter. Maybe we can even figure out how to make some cheese. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see, I'll be interested to find out, that's for sure. And I don't know if you've looked or not, but our cotton crop is doing quite well. Quite well indeed. And I told you I talked to my buddy Ed. And of course Ed is the guy who knows someone who knows someone who knows someone. And he has most assuredly brought me some unique and interesting bits of equipment. A little bit rough through there, isn't it? And there we go. Alright, you guys. Don't wander too far. Watch out for the truck. I'll be back in a minute with some friends and we'll start getting you fed up. I think they'll stay there. Anyway, Ed, the guy who knows someone who knows someone who knows someone, etc., etc. We all know the story of Ed at this point. Well, Ed has said that he definitely has a connection that can sort me out and help me out with this cotton situation. And he called me first thing this morning. He said there's a shipment on the way. So I'm very intrigued to find out what Ed is shipping. I asked him how much it was going to cost me. I said, I don't have a lot of money right now, Ed. And he said, don't worry about it. Basically, you know, I guess what we're going to end up doing is working out kind of a payment plan. He said he'd let me know later, and he'll make sure that I get a good price, because I explained to him, you know, I'm doing this for a charity kind of thing. It's not for me necessarily, although a little cotton might actually come in handy around the farm too. Well, this is the last of them. This is the last of my new cows. And I couldn't be more pleased. That's a lot of running back and forth. Man, I still got to run that fuel trailer over and fill up too. There we go, girls. Let's get you out of there, shall we? There we go. Hey, watch out for the truck. Watch out for the truck. Don't. There we go. Woo, that was close. I'm gonna have to be careful around these cows. It looks like they don't pay attention to vehicles. They don't pay much attention at all. All right, now we just got to get them fed. It's feeding time, ladies. It's feeding time. And yes, I'm not going to fiddle around with this too much, as long as it's out of the way. That'll do for now. In fact, I'll just drop right there. Very good indeed. Listen to that thing purr now. Now we are rocking and rolling. This Ford is definitely going to be a big benefit to the farm. Nice replacement. In fact, we might get the International back still. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. Now, I don't know if you recall, but this was our feed mixer. And I've discovered something interesting. I have to tell you. I have an interface for this thing that allows me to tell it how much to load. So I can tell it to only load 4,000 liters. Now this thing will hold 12,000, but you know the mix for TMR, we're making total mix ration here, is 2 parts hay, 2 parts silage, and 1 part straw. So I could do 4,000 of hay, and this should stop right at 4,000. There we go. It did stop at 4,000. Now if I open that interface again, and I say I want 8,000, or set my limit to 8,000, and now if I load silage, it should stop at 8,000, so that's 4,000 hay, 4,000 silage, and I've already got total mixed ration, but I can extend that with a little bit of straw. You know, straw is really super easy to come by, so why not use some of it up here? So if I open that interface again, set it to 10,000 this time. You don't want to add too much straw. 4,000 hay, 4,000 silage, 2,000 straw. Okay. And if we load up our straw, and there we go. It starts mixing that. We've got 10,000 liters of total mixed ration. I should be able to run this right out and fill up the feed trough. And get these cattle well cared for. I kind of wish there was a way to collect the manure, but it doesn't look like that's going to be an option. So I'll deal with that as I have to deal with it. And there we go. Pour that right in. How much are they going to take? How much do 10 cows take? I don't know, but it doesn't look like I have nearly enough yet. Okay, let me at least see if I can get them filled up with some water. Yeah, so far they're hanging around here. They should hang around the food trough, right? I would expect them to. Barely enough water. 8,000 liters. Wow. Alright, let's make some more TMR. I want these guys well fed. Well, I hope this does. That's going to be 20,000 liters of TMR. If that's not enough, I realize I will have to be doing a lot more hay, straw, and silage. Well, I've got a lot more silage, so that's not that big of a deal. So a little fertilizer and some cultivation action, and we should have a barley field ready to get started. I've been thinking about what other crops I want to put in now too, because I've got 2 other plots over there, and I'll tell you, there's one I haven't even used yet. And I've got these 3 fields, or 4 fields now, and I have yet to use them, so are in full. I'm thinking I should probably, because you know, one thing that worked out really, really well the last time was potatoes. And I'm thinking maybe I should get some more potatoes in. With a little bit of luck. I'll have to look into that because I hadn't counted on doing any more potatoes ever because I had so many I was never going to run out. Which is probably a little bit naive, all things considered, but still, I mean, they're not going to last forever. Just like anything grown in the ground, you have to use it, or otherwise it's going to go bad on you. But that's not the point. I really hadn't planned on doing well, and I don't know if you remember the original potato harvest, but my gosh, it took ages and ages. So this is definitely going to be barley. And then I've got those 2 other fields over there. I'm almost thinking, considering, well, we'll see what the ladies say. Because I'm kind of thinking about another cotton field. Maybe that small one on the end would be a good place if they're going to continuously need cotton. I could just keep that in cotton, depending on this equipment that Ed is sending, you know, and how well it works out. But it's possible I could just keep that in cotton and just, you know, have some ready for them, ready to go whenever they need it, kind of thing. I don't know, we'll see. But barley here, which is going to produce some more straw and give me the opportunity to make beef and barley soup. Yum, one of my favorites. And what else? What else? I mean, I've got options. I did sunflower. Oh, I know. Of course. Harv, what are you thinking? Corn. Corn. Duh. That's almost as good as potatoes. I would argue some days corn is better than potatoes. And I was talking about corn just the other day and planting sweet corn. I'm like, why are you not planting sweet corn? Harv, come on, get with the program. So yes, the next field over will be corn. I think I see something. Could that be Ed's delivery? Well, that doesn't look too stable, does it? Nope, but let's see if we can get it off of here. Another trailer. Oh, good. I don't have nearly enough trailers on this place. And yes, of course it's Russian, because why wouldn't it be Russian? And what is this other thing we've got here? Although, you know, Ed has done me quite well, generally speaking. Oh man, let's see if I can get that off there without breaking my bloody neck. It's not pretty. It's definitely Russian, and it's definitely old. Let's see if we can get off here without killing ourselves. There we go. So this thing will harvest cotton. Really? Are we sure of this? I'm not completely convinced. Holy crap, what a thing. Well, if nothing else, it's bloody unique. That'll do. I think it needs to be cleaned up a little bit. Alright, let me send this truck driver on his way. Alright, he's out of here. Ed, seriously. In fact, just to get a better look at this thing. Well, I can kind of see what's going on. I don't know why you had to send me a trailer necessarily. It looks like we've got some heads down here that should pick our cotton plants. Looks like they're going to blow up into this container in the back. And then loose cotton will be stored back here. Interesting. Very interesting. It's cleaning up fairly well. Doesn't look too shabby when it's clean. Huh, what does this switch do? Oh, it disassembles. And drops down a front wheel, so it's a tricycle. It's a tricycle tractor. I suppose you could use this for a few other things. It does have a PTO. It doesn't exactly have a 3-point hitch, does it? Not entirely sure how that would work on other things. Then you back up into this and it assembles. Well, Ed, I don't know what to say, but thank you. We'll see. We will definitely see. If nothing else, it's different. I mean, it runs well, although it sounds like a piece of, well, yeah. Anyway, should be interesting. Should be very interesting. Well, I got this field prepped and ready to go. And now we're going to throw in some barley. For now, I'm going to keep working these fields. And I think that's going to do it for this episode of Off the Grid. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons down below. As always, I very, very much appreciate you coming along for the ride. And until next time, take care.